Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Let's look at lesson 2 of unit 1. Normally, I would look at and do a little activity with you, but obviously we are not in the classroom, so I'm not going to do that. So we're going to jump right into the nitty-gritty of the notes. Do the best you can. Remember, you have the power of pause and rewind if you need to. All right, so in section 2, we're going to talk about compound interest. Now, in the last lesson, we learned about arithmetic and geometric sequences. And you're going, well, how does that relate to compound interest? Well, you will soon find out. Now, we're going to imagine that we put $500 into a savings account and it's going to earn 4% annual interest compounded annually. Now remember, annually means once a year. We're going to fill in the table. So if you need to pause, you can pause and make that table in your notebook. All right, here we go. So we're going to start off year 0. We're going to start off with $500. So I'm going to go ahead and put 500 right there. Now you haven't earned any interest yet because you just put the money in the bank. Now, total at the end of the year. Well, you're at 500, right? So now your money has been in there 1 year. And we want they're going to pay you the interest for that. So it's at 4%. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, we never ever work with a percent directly. We always work with its decimal. And if you remember, you move the decimal 2 places to the left. So 4% is 0.04, 2 places to the left. All right, so we're going to take 500. We're going to multiply that to 0.04. Remember, you've got that wonderful piece of technology on your Chromebook called the graphing calculator. So if you need to, you can just go 500 times the 0.04, and we're going to get 20 bucks, folks. So you're going to make 20 bucks. So I'm going to put 500 there, and then I'm going to put 20. All right, you earned $20 after 1 year, right? This was year 0. This is year 1 after 1 year. So now you have $520. All right, then you would do the same thing with the next one. We would take 520 times 0.04. Now, to save some time, I've already typed that into the calculator. Okay, again, if you want to practice it, pause and type it in. All right, this would be a good time to pause if you're going to do that. So what you're going to get there is $20.80. Okay, you earned a little bit more money because you had more money in your account. So I would put 520 here, and then you earned $20.80, and so now you have $540.80. All right, and we would continue that. So then the next time we would take 540.80 times the 0.04, and we'll get that amount, and so on. Okay, we don't need to fill in the rest of the table, okay? If you didn't quite get that, re-watch that part. Okay, I want to jump into what we are going to do next with this. So we're going to actually write a recursive formula for this sequence. You're going, well, how does that work, Mr. Ellering? All right, well, first of all, remember we use U sub n. Okay, we're going to let the U sub n represent the new balance. And we're going to let the U sub n minus 1 represent the old balance. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm pulling in what we did in our last lesson. So how do I write a recursive formula for this, Mr. Ellering? All right, well, I'm going to go U sub n equals U sub n minus 1. Now, we're multiplying, so times. Now, What goes inside? Okay, well, when we looked at this, we were multiplying by 0.04, right? When we multiply by that decimal, that's going to tell us how much money we earned. But it doesn't tell us how much money is in the account. See, right here, ladies and gentlemen, that's how much money you have in your account after the money has been added in. So, what can we do so that when we type this into the calculator, we get that answer right away? Okay, well, think about this. You are earning 4%, right? So technically, after 1 year, you are earning you have 104% of what you had the previous year. Where did you get that from, Mr. Ellering? Okay. The money you currently have in the account is your 100%. And then you're going to add 4% to it. And the decimal for that, remember, we moved the decimal 2 places to the left. The decimal for that is 1.04. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put 1.04 right there. All right, let me demonstrate that. And you could practice this too. If I take 500 times 1.04, ladies and gentlemen, that gives us the total, 520. If I take 520 times 1.04, I get the $540.80. Cool. All right. So how can I use the calculator to quickly find some answers? Well, we're going to do that calculator routine like we did in the last lesson. We're starting with $500. We're going to hit enter. We're going to hit the times sign, and that ANS pops up in front, and then we're going to put 1.04. And then we're just going to keep hitting enter. Cool. All right, here we go. So just like in the last lesson, we're starting off with $500. Enter. Times 1.04. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that's how much money you have after 1 year. 2 years. 3 years. 4 years, and so on. So let's go and take a look at what this question is. How much money do you have after 10 years? So all I have to do, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, hit the wrong button. Okay, that was 4 years. Here we go. 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So that's $740.12. All right, so after 10 years, you have $740.12. Now that's if you don't put any more money in the bank, you just leave it there. 20 years, well, that's easy, I just have to keep counting. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years, $1,095.56. Okay, $1,095.56. All right, now that's compounding it once a year, annually. Uno, once a year. All right, let's move on. Whoops, went too far. All right, now this one is compounding it monthly, ladies and gentlemen. That means this is 1 month. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Okay, monthly at 4%. All right, well, we're not going to do the table here, so you don't need to draw the table. We're going to jump right into the recursive for this. What's the difference if it's 12 months? Now remember, we do need to use the decimal, 1.04. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me turn the page in my notes that I have in front of me here so I don't mess up on numbers. All right, so it's going to look a little bit different because of that monthly. All right, let's go down to the recursive routine. So we're going to go u sub n equals u sub n minus 1 times. Now, instead of, okay, now previously we did this, right? We had 100% plus 4% equals 104%, which equals 1.04, right? That's what we did. Okay, now here, however, we're going to need to separate the 1 and the 0.04. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to separate it with a plus sign. And there's a reason for that, because of the monthly. Oops, forgot the L. There we go. All right, so we're going to go 1 plus. Okay, you have to use a plus sign now. 0.04. And ladies and gentlemen, because it's monthly, we have to divide by 12. Because there are 12 months in a year. Okay, 12 months in a year. So again, we're going to go 500. We're going to hit the time sign, but we're going to use 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12. If we were not dividing by 12, we would not have to put the plus sign there. Okay, but since we're dividing by 12, because there's 12 months in a year, we have to. All right, so let's find out how much we have after 1 year. All right, here we go. So we go 500. Enter. Times. Parentheses. You got to use parentheses now. You have to use parentheses. 1 plus. Whoops, that's not a plus sign, Mr. Ellering. Plus 0.04 divided by 12. Now close it. Now remember, when we start counting, it's monthly, 1 month at a time. So here's 1 month, 2 months, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see what the question is now. 1 year. All right, 1 year. That means I have to go to 12. So that was 5 months. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 1 year, right? So in 1 year, you made $520.37. Okay, now I want you to notice, ladies and gentlemen, you made a little bit more money than you did when it was only compounding it once a year. You actually made 37 more cents than you did only doing it once a year. All right? All right, now 2 years. Okay, well, that means I have to think about it. 2 years is how many months? 24 months. And I already did 12. All right? So I'm going to keep going. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, practice that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just watch me do it. Practice it using the calculator yourself. All right, so after 2 years, we've got $541.57. Now, to save time, I am not going to do the 5 years, but you certainly could. Think about what you have to count to. How many months are there in 5 years? What would you need to count to? Okay, I'm not going to answer that. You answer that. All right. This next one, okay, last one, folks. I'm not going to do the whole thing with you, okay? Actually, there's 2 more. I'm going to set this one up. I would like you to actually finish it, okay? So we got $300, 5.2% annually. All right, remember, move the decimal 2 places to the left. So that's 0.052. All right, so my recursive routine is now, since it's annually, I do not need a plus sign. I can put 1.052. I could put the plus sign in there if I wanted to. All right. And then 15 years. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, last one. 2.9% annually, $400. All right, monthly. Okay, well, the decimal for that is 0.029. So my recursive formula, ladies and gentlemen, since it's monthly, I do have to use that plus sign, 1 plus 0.029 divided by 12. Okay, if you didn't quite get that with those two examples, go back and watch example 1 and example 2. All right. All right. Now you need to work on the assignment that is right underneath this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, see you on the next video.